The Netherlands is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. From the sky, it looks like one big urban area. But once you take a closer look, there is still plenty of green countryside to be discovered. Like here in the Kromme Rijn region, in the province of Utrecht. The Kromme Rijn region covers an area of 200 square kilometers and offers a unique look into the rich cultural history of the Netherlands. But this old Dutch rural identity is under constant threat by infrastructural works and housing projects. Within the framework of the European Leader Plus program, a group of residents has been active for years in order to change this trend. Helene van Rijnbach is the mayor of Bunnik and chairwoman of the local action group.
In the
last few years, we have initiated more than 30 projects thanks to the efforts of all the people who sent in project applications. We succeeded in creating a network within the area, a network that didn't exist at first. People didn't know each other. This also means that the municipalities in the area have found each other and are now cooperating more concretely within the Kromme Rijn region. In recent years, the local action group has had representatives from areas like the Rabobank and the local tourist and recreation board, as well as farmers and civil servants. This local action group has achieved a lot together in recent years. An area which wasn't well known by either the province or the local inhabitants has really started to flourish.
Is eigenlijk een beetje tot ontplooien gekomen.
We have experienced that sometimes you must get over barriers, and sometimes we wondered ourselves why we started all this. But then it turns out that the creativity of the people is much bigger than you ever imagined.
Verwacht.
Far back in history, the Kromme Rijn region constituted the frontier of the Roman Empire. Alongside the border of the so-called limes, watchtowers were constructed in order to guard the area.
Wij vonden dat hier een wachttoren moest komen.
We thought it would be great to have a watchtower here in order to refer to the Roman past. We had to fulfill certain conditions. It also meant that our foundation, called Werk in Linie, had to cooperate with the State Forestry Service and the municipality, and it should have a culture historical meaning or purpose. Everybody was enthusiastic, including the civil servants from Bunnik, who are responsible for construction works. They said, great, finally something completely different. For this watchtower project, we not only wrote the proposal, but also we built it ourselves. We started with looking for the right trees, cutting them, transporting the logs and turning them into beams with a bandsaw, and finally constructing the tower using the original techniques. We are close to a densely populated area with cities like Utrecht, Houten, Nieuwegein and Zeist. So many people bike and walk here during the weekend, close to their homes. And the watchtower is open then. The people really appreciate being informed on the surroundings and its history and the way our volunteers bring it to life. This was our first leader project, so for the local action group, it was a kind of test case. It was all new and exciting. It is convenient that I'm a member of the local action group. In this way, I could help to coordinate the project and make it into a success. Because the project is so visible, we also got a lot of publicity. And this helped to convince others to also start a project.
Fruit growing characterises the Kromme Rijn region, but more and more fruit growers are finding it hard to make a living from it. They are using their creativity to come up with new income-generating projects.
We started a working group with about 5 or 6 people. We sat down and everybody got the opportunity to forward their ideas and see what new kinds of things we could undertake. In this way, the fruit games were born.
Je begint eigenlijk eerst een beetje clandestien.
We started a bit in a clandestine way because you never know how things will work out. And then the municipality came to visit us and told us to follow the rules.
Ja, je gaat alle regels gewoon voldoen.
And then you need a user's permit, take fire prevention measurements, get a permit for the catering industry, and do first aid training in case people get hurt. You need all that.
Als mensen dus eventueel gewond zouden raken, dus dat heb je ook allemaal nodig. Het gaat steeds beter lopen.
The fruit games are running well. We started this year with a total of 900 participants, which now is up to 1,500. So every year a bit more.
Ik denk toch wel dat het ook een beetje werkgelegenheid opbrengt.
It also brings more jobs, because now I have to employ an extra person to do the harvesting, since I'm busy with the fruit games. My wife and my daughters also support the games. I hope they'll take over the business in a couple of years.
Dit over een paar jaar overnemen.
A picture says more than 1,000 words. Local residents, from amateurs to professionals, use their own camera to raise consciousness of the past, present and future of the Kromme Rijn area.
IRIDE is een afkorting.
IRIDE stands for Imaging Rural Identities in Europe. The project took place in 5 countries.
In 5 landen.
Het was het enige internationale project.
It was the only international project, so we as the leader group embraced it and gave it a chance. The countries of Ireland, the Czech Republic, France and Italy also participated.
En Italië die ook meegedaan hebben.
Toen ik samen met een aantal collega's in 4 andere
Together with colleagues from 4 other European countries who studied rural development, we thought, wouldn't it be fantastic if inhabitants of rural areas would visualize the identity of their own rural surroundings, without words, but by using photo and video.
Het gebruik van foto en video.
Ja, dat ging wat moeizaam van start omdat...
We had a difficult start because the identity of the Kromme Rijn area is hard to catch in one image. That's why we have chosen a thematic approach. For example, new identity versus old identity. Examples of a new identity are the new farmers or the additional activity of farmers. The old identity speaks for itself.
Maar ook gesproken over...
We also discuss themes like the area getting untidy, things that are disturbing. For example, increasing building activities, bales of hay alongside the road, fences of riding schools.
Dat zijn toch wel de thema's waar we over nagedacht hebben.
What did we achieve? We produced postcards and large billboards and organised exhibitions inside municipality buildings, community centres and libraries.
Het belangrijkste is dat
The most important thing is that we started looking at our own countryside in a different way. We saw big differences with the rest of Europe. And I am convinced that the project contributed in this region to a better appreciation of the big difference between the rural area and its urban surroundings, the big cities.
De grote steden die omheen liggen.
Appreciation for the countryside should start at an early age. Thanks to their active parents, the children at the Deltijk School can now enjoy a great diversity of games.
Toen ik hier kwam werken op deze school...
When I started working at this school, we had 3 schoolyards. They were quite bare. We had a sandbox, an old swing and some toys.
Mikkige schommel en wat duikelrekjes. En nou, in een paar jaar tijd is daar ontzettend veel aan veranderd.
In a couple of years, much has changed. There are many more challenges for the kids, many more opportunities to develop and play games.
Spelen op de pleinen.
Op een dag kwamen er van die bussen. En die hadden
One day trucks arrived and they brought a ping pong table and a goal. They put it in place and then we were allowed to play ping pong and football. This place used to be bare, but now it's much more interesting.
En eerst was het nog een beetje kaal, maar nu is het alweer een heel stuk voller. En na schooltijd gaan we 's avonds.
After school we also play football here and some kids stay to play ping pong. We have lots of fun.
Dat is wel leuk.
Nou, we hebben hier op school te maken met heel veel actieve ouders.
We have a lot of active parents here. The parent support is very big here at the Deltijk School. We also have an active parents foundation who approach Leader Plus for funding in order to purchase those play installations.
De financiën te krijgen om die speeltoestellen aan te schaffen.
Leader
Plus subsidised us, but the condition was that we should contribute 50% ourselves. We have done so by organising sponsor actions and an auction on the schoolyard, but mainly we contributed through our labour. That also was expressed in money.
Ook verdubbeld, zeg maar, dat werd in geld uitgedrukt. Wij kunnen Leader Plus aanbevelen.
We can recommend Leader Plus for everybody because it's great that for every euro you contribute, you get another additional euro as subsidy. That has stimulated us a lot to take action.
Om deze actie te doen.
Het is zeer verrijkend.
It is very enriching indeed to work together enthusiastically with a big group of people and achieve something. Maybe we should have exchanged experiences with other groups in an early stage, within the Netherlands or with other active leader groups abroad, because you can gain a lot from it. We have noticed that that is very useful, and I would like to recommend everyone to have a look in each other's kitchen.
Bij elkaar in de keuken te gaan kijken.